Ben! Yo, what the fuck was that? Yo, Ben, what the fuck was that? Did you hear that? Oh.
Camping among ancient ruins can feel like stepping back in time. But what happens when the forest's darkest history decides to wake up? Tonight, we explore the shocking story of 6 campers who encountered a creature no one believes. A nightmare that makes you rethink every sound you hear when you're alone in the woods. Meet Jasko, the creator behind the YouTube channel Jasko, who bravely explores some of the most haunted locations imaginable. He brings his audience along for every terrifying moment. But on this particular night, Jasko and his friend Ben set up their tent in the heart of the infamous Devil's Forest, a place with a horrifying past. This area was known for its brutal witch trials, where accused individuals were drowned in the very lake that sat just feet from their campsite.
Alright guys, tonight we're going to be camping overnight inside of the Devil's Forest. So we're going to be staying in this little tent right here, in this horrifying place. Now, we've stayed here in the past and we experienced some pretty terrifying things. This place does have a really dark history. Now, this place was, and actually had a lot of deaths during the witch trial era. It's not as famous, if you will. I want to put the emphasis on famous. I don't like using that word, but it's
infamous.
It's more infamous than anything compared to like the Salem witch trials, right?
Yeah.
Right behind us over here, this lake is where a couple of those witches were unfortunately killed. Or I don't even want to say witches. People accused of being witches were killed.
Yeah.
They would do tests. For example, they would tie ankle weights to your feet. Obviously, you're going to drown. You know, we're talking.
Jasko recounted the grim history, explaining that the land was rumored to be cursed, leading to centuries of death and restless spirits. Unaware of the terror that awaited them, they began their investigation with a spirit box session, hoping to make contact with any entities present.
Spirit box is fired up, so let's introduce ourselves again.
Yeah.
Hello, spirits of the Devil's Forest. My name is Jazz. I'm here with my buddy
Ben?
and we're going to be spending the night here. We're actually back. We were here a couple months ago, and you know, if anybody's here that wants to communicate with us, please use your energy. Tell us something through this spirit box, and maybe give us a sound. Give us anything that you're here.
Yeah.
The reason we use this is because it's so accurate. It's honestly insane how accurate this is. I'm telling you, I think something.
I keep. Aldo.
Aldous.
Aldous?
Aldous. What does that mean? Is that a name?
It's a name.
Is it?
Yeah.
Aldous?
Aldous.
A-L-D-O-U-S.
The device soon crackled to life, uttering ancient-sounding names like Aldous, and repeating the unsettling word, settlement. Their unease grew when they went to check on the Ouija board they had buried during their last visit, only to find it had completely vanished. The spirit box continued to communicate.
So, right here, right, Ben?
Right, yep, right there.
Yeah, so we buried the Ouija board last time right there. And it's gone. We obviously didn't do the best job burying it. I'll be honest. We were using our hands because we didn't.
Our hands.
What the was that, bro? What was that?
Bro. No, it definitely can't. It was that way.
A short while later, Ben caught a glimpse of a dark figure darting through the trees, confirming they were not alone.
All right.
Yo, what the? What? Yo, someone just ran by here.
Like a person?
Yeah, no, in the woods.
Yeah.
Back there. So like a person. Yes, like a person.
Like
you didn't hear that?
No. What, you saw like a figure?
Yeah, it was like all black.
Oh.
I mean, I couldn't tell because the light. Like,
Who's
it was
there?
definitely some.
Colin, is that you?
After hours of unsettling activity, they decided to get some sleep, setting up a night vision camera to record while they rested. But their peace was shattered by a scream that jolted them awake. The blood-curdling scream was from the direction of the lake. It rose through the stillness with a jarring clarity.
was that? Yo, Ben, what the was that? Did you hear that? Oh. Ben, where's the camera? Bro, what the what happened?
I fell. Oh, oh my god. Is this still running?
It's still recording. Yeah, it was plugged in.
Whole. Did you hear that scream?
Yeah, I heard that. What?
It's still out there.
What is it?
I don't know.
A chilling noise that didn't just unsettle the moment, it deepened it. Heart pounding, they grabbed their gear and cautiously made their way toward the lake to investigate the source of the scream. As they approached the foggy lake, something on a fallen log caught their eye. A single line of bare footprints pressed into the wood, ending abruptly at the edge. The evidence was undeniable. Someone, or something, had been there just moments before.
So, we heard a scream, and it sounded like it came from down here. Ben!
What?
Ben?
What?
Look on that log right there.
Holy.
Ben? Those are feet prints. Look at that.
What? No.
Hold on.
Who the f***'s walking on
this? But it looks like it just ends.
Yo.
And the scream they heard was likely a cry for help from a spirit trapped in a loop of its own demise. It wasn't the end. Ventured deeper into the woods, their terror escalated when Jasko, walking ahead, suddenly felt something off. A sudden tug on his jacket made him freeze, and as he turned to see a pale face staring at him from between two trees before it vanished. The night, however, took an even darker turn when the spirit box delivered its most direct threat yet. Out of nowhere, they could hear footsteps like chasing them, and then the threat, "I'll get you." Immediately, a fierce wind whipped around them, and the atmosphere grew heavy and oppressive.
I'll get you.
I'll get you.
Oh, great.
No,
Fuck.
no. It's getting so windy and... Bro, I literally feel like... What the f is going on right now?
Bro, I don't like this. Oh, it is really getting louder.
Bro. What is going on right now?
What are the odds?
Slim to none, bro. All this?
All this is a name that's important. I know it is. I'm gonna look it up later.
As they scanned the darkness, there it was. The spirit box uttered the word, "sitting." Looking towards the lake, they saw it. A dark silhouette of a figure, sitting motionlessly on the same log where they had found the footprints. Although they managed to get back to their tent, the torment was far from over. They were woken again by as horrific, inhuman act. Something or someone chocked Ben till his last breath, and then the noises coming directly from the lake, closer and more aggressive than before. It was the final straw. Realizing they were in imminent danger, Jasko and Ben scrambled to pack their things, their investigation turning into a desperate escape. They fled the Devil's Forest, leaving the tent and some of their equipment behind, not daring to look back. The question of who or what was terrorizing them remains unanswered. But one thing is certain: Jasko and Ben came face to face with a malevolent force that occupies that land, and they have no intention of ever going back to disturb them again. Tom is the creator behind the YouTube channel Side Money Tom. Through his videos, he takes viewers on solo journeys into remote and often desolate landscapes, documenting the raw experience of being alone in nature. With his down-to-earth style, he keeps his audience engaged, but one day, he would come to understand just how unpredictable and unsettling these adventures could truly become. On a seemingly ordinary day, Tom arrived at a remote location on BLM land in Oregon, ready for a solo camping trip. The video began with Tom setting up his camp, explaining that while the area was isolated, it was also a known spot for people to come and shoot.
Alright, well, it may seem like a bit much, but here I am solo camping. This is Deschutes, Oregon. Well, close to Bend, Oregon. But This is BLM land. It's not in the city. A little bit off the normal traveled area, but I mean, you can tell people come back here and shoot stuff. I can hear people shooting right now over that direction. There's a popular shooting spot probably 3 or 4 miles that way. But for being secluded, this is one hell of a spot. I brought the 8-person tent, or the 6-person tent. I haven't pulled this thing out in a long time, so I thought first of the season I should pull that out, give it a go.
As he explored his immediate surroundings, he stumbled upon something deeply unsettling. A crudely made teepee and a nearby pile of rocks that disturbingly resembled a grave. He noted the unsettling number of flies buzzing around the area and decided to keep his distance. Later, curiosity got the better of him, and he investigated the teepee, finding evidence of a fire inside. He nervously joked about a satanic meeting, unaware of how dark his night was about to become. As the sun began to set, the isolation that was peaceful by day became menacing by night. In the dead of night, he was violently woken by noises just outside his tent. It wasn't the sound of an animal. It was the distinct, deliberate sound of someone moving rocks. A wave of terror washed over him as he realized he was not alone. Mustering his courage, he yelled into the darkness, pleading to be left alone.
Third time I've been woken up by these goddamn noises. Yeah, you can hear it. It's over from that side. Sounds right outside the tent. There's someone right outside the tent. That can't be. That's not an animal. That's someone's messing around with the rocks out there. Jesus Christ. Hey, fucking leave me alone!
What happened next was pure panic. The sounds continued, and Tom was forced to flee his tent. Plunged into the pitch-black woods with only his camera's night vision, he ran blindly, lost and disoriented from his campsite. As he walked a short distance away, unaware of what surrounded him, he looked over his shoulder and made a chilling discovery. A tall, thin, human-like figure standing right behind him, its body pale and ghostly white. No one has heard from Tom since that night.
Who did this? Jesus Christ.
Rangers later found his camera, phone, wallet, and medical inhaler, but no one could explain what the camera captured, and the mystery of that encounter remained unsolved. English Woodsman is a YouTube channel that offers a tranquil escape into nature, featuring bushcraft skills, honest gear tests, and peaceful nights spent under the stars. But on one particular night, the peace Daniel Mark O'Neill sought would be shattered by an unseen presence, turning a routine campout into a chilling ordeal. The evening began with a sense of excitement as he was finally setting up a tent he had wanted for years, his dream tent, acquired as part of a bundle deal.
I'm looking forward to this camp. Like I said, it's my dream tent. It's a tent that I wanted for a long time. Beginning of my YouTube channel, let's say, I couldn't really afford the most expensive tents, let's say. I could only afford the low budget ones, and I mean the really low budget ones. But this one is a tent, like I said, I wanted for a while. And this is a new little stove that I'm going to show you.
He was looking forward to a quiet night testing out his new gear, completely unaware of what the darkness held in store. As he set up his camp, the first sign of trouble emerged. He discovered the tent wasn't in perfect condition. In fact, it had 3 small holes in the fly sheet, his primary shield against the elements. This small detail created an immediate sense of vulnerability, a weakness in his only line of defense.
There's some holes. I've got 1, 2, 3 holes here in the top of the tent. And if it does rain, well, that's the point where it's going to come down. I'll show you I'll see if I can show you. I don't know if I can do, but you might be able to see the sky through it a little bit.
Undeterred, he settled in. enjoying the ambient sounds of the woods as he cooked his dinner over a small twig stove. The camp felt peaceful and isolated, exactly the experience he was hoping for. However, as night fell completely, the weather turned.
Right, so we're in the tents now. The rain started, and I've got a small problem with them 3 little holes. I'm not sure they're going to let a lot of the rain in, but to be fair, I don't want no rain coming in. So I'm going to have to think of the idea of what I was on about earlier.
Rain began to patter against the tent, forcing him to address the holes he'd found earlier. Using makeshift repair patches from an air mattress kit, he patched the holes as best he could. It was a temporary solution, a fragile fix that highlighted just how exposed he was in the vast, dark woodland. Later that night, he was violently shaken from his sleep, confirming he wasn't alone anymore. He felt something bump into his tent skylines, followed by the unmistakable sound of something, or someone, walking around his tent. A feeling of immediate dread washed over him as he lay perfectly still, listening to the movements just feet from where he lay. A strange guttural noise echoed from just outside the tent. He froze, his heart pounding in his chest as the sound repeated itself, closer this time. Whatever was out there was making its presence known, and he was trapped inside, listening in terror and praying for the sunrise.
Just been walking by something that seemed to be walking around my tent a bit. And it's walked Dan up as well, because Dan's just messaged me. You know, the guy lines that he pull out, something I felt, no, not that, I don't know, it's just, it woke me up so quick. Raining as well. It just seemed like something just bumped into the tent, and then it was like sort of like walking around a little bit. Now if I were by myself, I'd be a little bit more nervous, let's say. I get there's wildlife and things like that. You know, I don't know.
The following morning, the events of the night cast a dark shadow over the campsite. Although he tried to rationalize the experience, the memory of the sounds and the feeling of being circled lingered. The night had left its mark in another way too. The zipper on his tent door was now broken, leaving him unable to properly seal his shelter. He was left with a chilling mystery and a damaged tent, a physical reminder of his unnerving visitor. Although he left the woods safely, the question of what was outside his tent remains unanswered. Was it simply a curious animal, or was it something far more sinister? The YouTube channel Exploring with Fighters is known for its solo explorations of abandoned and historically rich locations. But for this adventure, the creator decided to bring his friend, Flex. On a foggy evening, they arrived at what they believed were ancient castle ruins in Rivington, UK. They introduced the location as mystical and magical, perfectly suited for a spooky night of camping, unaware of just how unsettling the night would become.
Abandoned Camping, Episode 2. It's been far too long since we did the last episode. Now, not far from Chorley, in Rivington, is a very mystical castle. Now, this is a castle ruins, but the castle ruins is not what it seems. There's a lot of hidden history behind it. This is a perfect place for an Episode 2 of Abandoned Camping.
As they set out on foot, the atmosphere was already heavy with a sense of isolation, the crumbling stone structure looming ahead of them like a forgotten giant. The journey to the castle itself was unnerving, taking them down one of the creepiest roads they had ever encountered. After setting up their camp and lighting a fire, they began to explore the ruins under the cover of darkness.
It's a weird, it is raining, but it's a weird kind
Yeah,
of...
I said that. It's like Silent Hill.
Yeah, really strange.
Come on.
There she is. Oh. Oh, cool.
Yeah, so believe it or not, this isn't as old as you think.
How old is it?
I think about 200 years.
Is that it?
Yeah, it's not massively old. Not you would think. Just watch out for the spiders.
Oh, you're joking. One light just dropped on me. Just check.
No, you're okay. Just them off.
The night was unnaturally quiet, and every snapping twig or rustle of leaves seemed amplified, putting both of them on high alert. As they delved deeper, the host shared a surprising fact. The castle was not the ancient medieval fortress. It was, in fact, a life-size replica built around 1912 that was never completed. They were in a place with a manufactured history that only made the genuine darkness of the woods feel more threatening. Later that night, the true horror of the location began to unfold. A strange, unidentifiable noise echoed from the trees, piercing the silence. It wasn't the sound of any animal they could recognize, and it was getting closer.
It's a weird noise getting closer. What is it, Fudge? Fudge doing her goose impressions. She started doing her goose impressions because there's a weird noise coming towards us. Fudge, what is it? An owl has kept me awake most of the night.
Even the dog, Fudge, reacted strangely, making bizarre goose-like sounds as if trying to warn them of the approaching presence. Frozen in place, they listened as the mysterious sound moved through the darkness just beyond their camp. Although the sound eventually faded into the night, the feeling of being watched never left them. By the time morning arrived, the terror had subsided, but the memory of the strange noise lingered, a stark reminder that they had not been alone. They packed up their camp in a hurry, eager to leave the unsettling forest behind. The question of what made that sound remains unanswered. Was it merely a strange animal call distorted by the fog, or was it something more sinister drawn to their presence? The explorers may have left the ruins, but the memory of that sound will undoubtedly haunt them for a long time to come. Meet Trevor, the adventurer behind the popular YouTube channel Summit or Nothing. In his videos, he guides his audience through the rugged beauty of the UK's wild landscapes, sharing his passion for hiking and wild camping. But a solo trip to the desolate expanse of Dartmoor would soon remind him that out here, you are never truly alone.
So I've come up to Sawton today. I'm going to walk over to Great Links Tor, and I'm going to wild camp there in the winter. I say winter wild camping, but it's autumn, isn't it really? You see all the ferns are turning over, losing their colour. The colours are brilliant, aren't they, in autumn? It's my favourite time of year. Longer nights, the temperature's dropping right down. Not getting into the minus temperatures yet, but going to be good fun anyway. You saw me bag video the other day, so I've got it on my back. It's around 12 kilos. I've put a few other bits in there, but I'll run through that later on. We'll have a look at what's in my bag. We'll discuss some of the points that you guys had made, some of the decisions I've made.
On a crisp autumn day, Trevor set out for a solo wild camp on Great Links Tor, a remote and imposing formation on Dartmoor. Excited for the solitude and longer nights, he was well prepared for a peaceful trip. But the moor had other plans for him.
That's where we're going, up there. Great Links. Can't quite see it today. It's a beast of a tour, but it's right up in the clouds. So, going to be a strange eerie night up in the mist, I think. I can hear running water. It's going to be a long night, so I'll probably be glad some hot drinks. I'm going to find somewhere to fill up my B3 here.
The hike was arduous, and as mist began to shroud the landscape, he was heading into the clouds, completely alone, for what he knew would be a very long night. After finding a perfect level spot to pitch his tent, Trevor settled in for the night. With nearly 15 hours of darkness ahead of him, he prepared to wait out the long night inside his shelter. The silence of the moor was absolute, a profound stillness that was peaceful, but that peace was about to be shattered. A strange scraping sound suddenly broke the silence, coming from just outside his tent wall. When he peeked outside, he discovered a group of Dartmoor ponies, one of them chewing on his tent poles and guy lines. Shocked and alone, he realized how vulnerable he was.
Hey! Someone eating my poles. What are you doing? Don't eat my poles. No, 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 no. Go on. Go away. You're eating my ropes. You're going to snap on my ropes, you little git. Come on. Nick off.
His shelter was the only thing protecting him, so he yelled in an attempt to scare them away. But the ponies were persistent, returning and leaving him on edge. It became impossible to relax. Every sound from the ponies sent an anxiety through him. He was trapped in his tent.
Oh yeah, I was saying it's about the same amount of mesh as my Cloud Up 2, and I've used that through the winter. Fine. God, that made me jump a bit. I think he's still out there.
At the mercy of the curious and potentially destructive animals. Although the ponies eventually moved on and Trevor made it through the night safely, the encounter left a lasting impression. Being alone in the wilderness is one thing, but having your only source of shelter threatened by unpredictable wildlife is another. Our next story follows two friends who chose to spend the night in one of the most infamous and unnerving places they had ever explored, Burnt Bridge. This story comes from CJ Faison, a YouTuber known for his daring paranormal investigations and fearless curiosity about haunted places.
This van behind me, the motivated van, we're going to be spending the night inside of the van on a haunted bridge, a bridge well known on my channel, a staple of a video series called Burnt Bridge. Every single time I've been to Burnt Bridge, there's something wild and crazy that happens. So tonight, it is a full moon, it is cloudy, and it is time for us.
He's explored abandoned prisons, ghost towns, and cursed roads, but Burnt Bridge has always stood out, not just for its chilling name, but for its reputation. Locals speak of strange rituals, fires that light themselves, and disembodied voices that call from the surrounding woods.
That's where Mercer was born.
I truly mean that.
What is that?
Point your camera down.
Behind us.
Do you think maybe? All right, first off, how does that go off in my pocket? But then, second of all, is that spirit activity?
In my eyes, possibly.
Some even believe the bridge sits atop a supernatural portal, a thin place between the living and the dead. CJ decided to return to Burnt Bridge with his longtime friend Chris, determined to spend the entire night parked directly on the bridge in CJ's van. It wasn't their first time here, but something about this visit felt different. The air was still, heavy, as if the forest itself was waiting.
Hey, man, last time we were here it was snowing, and now if you look out here, it's no snow. Thanks.
No snow. Thank God. No snow ever again.
You know, I just feel like this road could be a little bit more like friendly if they would just widen it. It's literally, for everybody looking, it's literally just one car wide. Oh boy, here we go. I have like this pit in my stomach of like excitement, fear, frustration, anger.
From the very start, small things began to feel wrong. A piece of equipment powered on by itself, though neither of them had touched it. Strange tapping sounds came from the edge of the road, and the faint crackle of movement echoed in the nearby brush. For a while, they tried to laugh it off, chalking it up to the bridge's creepy atmosphere. But even as they set up cameras and prepared for the long night ahead, the unease only grew stronger.
It was burnt down like 50 or 60 years ago. So when you start thinking about the name Burnt Bridge and then there's a burnt house, it just, the whole effect is really, really creepy. And I gotta say that We've never done the Estes method here, Chris.
Never.
I mean, you think about that. I don't know.
But it'd be cool to get some answers because I don't really know, like, who's here, what's here, personally.
Well, that's what I like about this because, okay, you don't have a clue about any of this.
What was that?
What?
You hear that?
No.
It's like a branch broke or something. Very clear.
What's that?
I don't know. It got burnt.
As the night deepened, they began a series of paranormal tests, hoping to capture some kind of communication. At first, the responses were faint. Fragmented voices from the static, distant knocks, faint words they couldn't quite make out. But then, out of nowhere, 2 gunshots cracked through the silence.
He is getting ready to do the Estes method. Bro, that's a gunshot, bro. That's 2. Now I got a hey, car coming. I got a car way over here. Okay, so as you all can see, I've repositioned the camera just a little bit. Mainly, we heard gunshots. We sat here for like 10 or 15 minutes. Nothing else heard. So we're just gonna go back with this. So if there's any spirits here on this bridge, can you let my friend Chris know what your name is first?
Both men froze. The sounds were close, too close. They ducked down in the van, whispering, unsure if they were alone on the road anymore. Minutes passed, then 15, then 30. The woods fell silent again, but the feeling of being watched didn't fade. Still, determined to finish what they came for, CJ and Chris pressed on. They walked the bridge, scanning the darkness, calling out to whatever might be there.
Oh, wait, dude. What is that? Was that an earthquake?
What was that?
The van was just swaying side to side, dude.
Let's go out there and look for it.
Dad, dude, I'm not going out there. Dad,
No, come on, seriously.
No, I'm not going out there, dude.
Is the van still rocking?
Feel it.
What the is that?
There's no way it's that windy right now. Dude, that's not a good idea, bro.
Come on. You're not coming out?
Fuck no. Dude, you should not be going out there. Why didn't you close the door?
I ain't forcing them to do anything you don't want to do.
The spirit boxes responded in broken whispers, saying things that made little sense. Names, warnings, fragments like, "It's me," and "Leave." The air felt colder. At one point, Chris said he heard someone whisper right beside him, even though CJ was nearly 50 feet away. Eventually, after hours of trying, they decided to call it a night and returned to the van. The temperature had dropped sharply. The forest outside was motionless, silent, except for the occasional distant rustle.
Oh my gosh. For some reason though, I'm gravitated towards the bridge. And I don't know why I'm gravitated towards it. I really don't. I can't even sit here and give you a good answer to make it make sense.
CJ parked the van dead center on the bridge. They closed the doors, locked them, and tried to get some sleep. But the peace didn't last long. A low thud hit the side of the van. Soft at first, then louder. The entire vehicle began to rock side to side, as if someone or something was pushing it.
Anything?
No, out here. Did we just like imagine that happening or something?
There's no way. I felt like I was gonna fly out of my seat.
Could there have been like an actual earthquake or something? Like,
Do you get the earthquakes in Delaware?
I don't know. I really don't.
Both of them froze, listening to what sounded like fingernails scraping against the metal exterior. They closed all the blinds and pulled the covers up to their chins, too afraid to even look outside. The van rocked again. The sound of dragging or breathing came from just outside the door.
Oh, it's not the van. Right now.
I'm getting to my fucking floor is what I'm doing. Come on, man. There's got to be somebody out there with us. There's got to be somebody, right?
You want to go out there and look? Because I don't.
No, I'm fucking laying in the floor. I'm not getting the fuck up until the fucking morning, Chris.
What do I do with the camera?
Set it back up there in the middle. Set it back up there.
Was there somebody out there, bro?
The door's locked and we can't. We're gonna have to take the tripod and put the partition down.
Then, without warning, it stopped. Silence. For a long while they sat there, barely speaking. Every creak of the van felt like a heartbeat. Every second stretched endlessly. After what felt like hours, the night fell quiet once more. When dawn finally broke, Burnt Bridge looked harmless again. Empty, still, almost peaceful. But both men knew what they'd heard. The van had been pushed. Something, or someone, had been out there with them in the dark.
I literally just looked like there was like a figure standing in the middle of the door.
Fucking A. Dude, it banged on the fucking window.
Oh my god.
I'm not getting anywhere near that door ever again. I'm sleeping right here.
That's fair, dude. That's 100% fair. Put my hood up.
Whether it was a trick of the wind, an unseen intruder, or something unexplainable, neither of them could say for sure. But one thing was clear. Burnt Bridge is not empty, and whatever lingers, there doesn't take kindly to company. Meet Gaz, the adventurer behind the YouTube channel Grizzly Gaz. His videos are a gateway to the wild, showcasing solo camping and bushcraft expeditions, often accompanied by his loyal dog, Fendi. To his viewers, he shares his genuine passion for outdoor camping. But during one trip to what he considered a safe and familiar location, Gaz would discover that even the most well-known places can hold dark, unwelcome surprises. Gaz arrived at his semi-permanent camp in a large local woodland, planning to do some fire prep and cook a meal.
Now then, we're out again in a large localish woodland where I've got a bit of a semi-permanent camp, and we're losing, well, not losing light, but we'll be losing light soon. Hey up, wood pigeons found me already. Always wakes me up, that, no matter where I am. Look, there she is, look.
Upon reaching the familiar spot, his plans for a peaceful evening were immediately shattered by just a first look at the spot. The site was completely trashed. A burnt mattress, felled trees, and garbage were strewn everywhere. Having not visited for 3 months, Gaz was filled with disappointment and anger that someone had so carelessly destroyed his sanctuary.
Oh, look at this. Looks like some knobbers have been here. Left a right f***ing mess. Look at the state of it. Burnt mattresses and that.
Setting a grim and unsettling tone before the night had even truly begun. The evening continued to spiral downward until the weather turned and a cold rain began to fall. Gaz struggled to set up his gear, realizing a key tree he used for his tarp had been cut down by the same vandals, and he'd brought the wrong inner tent for the conditions. Everything felt off, and a sense of foreboding crept in. He even muttered to the camera that perhaps the universe was telling him he shouldn't be there that night, a chilling premonition of the events that were about to unfold. As darkness fell, Gaz tried to settle in, but the woods were not quiet. There was a strange sound in the distance, sharp, repetitive, almost like an axe striking a tree.
Fendi.
What the
Gaz paused for a moment, but didn't take it seriously. Nothing seemed to go right for Gaz that night. From the first look at the campsite to the meal he tried to cook, everything fell off, almost like a warning from nature that he failed to recognize. While he waited for his meal to finish cooking, the sound returned, this time much closer. Gaz froze for a moment, wondering what or who it could be, but as he scanned the trees around him, he saw no one. Around 2:30 a.m., he was jolted awake by a series of strange noises. Twigs snapped just outside his tent, followed by a sound he could only describe as a pig. Yet he was certain no such animal lived in these woods. Fear twisted into frustration, and he finally stepped out to search for the source of the noise, unaware that this moment would soon turn into a nightmare. As he stepped outside, his camera captured an arrow-like object cutting through the darkness and slamming into the exact spot where he had been resting just moments before. Whatever was out there was done warning him. Gaz grabbed his knife, started calling out into the darkness that he had a big dog and wasn't afraid to protect himself.
I know it's someone f***ing with me. Got a big dog here. And a nice knife with your name on it.
The sounds would stop, then start again, playing a terrifying cat and mouse game with his senses and leaving him paranoid and on edge. After a period of silence, the noises returned. This time, Gaz calmly whispered, "Hi, I can hear you," directly acknowledging the presence that was tormenting him.
I can hear you.
Soon after, he heard what sounded like whoever or whatever it was, finally moving off into the distance. He was left shaken, spending the rest of the night in a state of high alert, trapped in his tent until the first light of morning.
Well, good morning. If you can say good morning. It's only just stopped raining now. I've been awake for about an hour. What time is it? 20 past 6. Yeah, so about an hour I've been awake. Got woke up by some stupid birds chirping away. Just after 5. That woke me up. I thought I'd be able to get my head back down for a bit, but it started getting light then. After them birds chirping away. I haven't been outside yet because it were raining as well.
Though Gaz and his dog made it through the night unharmed, the experience left a permanent scar. Was it just cruel pranksters trying to scare a lone camper, or was it something else entirely? The uncertainty is what makes this encounter so terrifying. His familiar haven had been violated, transformed into a place of fear by an unseen entity. It's a stark reminder that you can prepare for the elements, but you can never prepare for the chilling realization that something is out there, watching you from the dark. Yet this isn't where the story ends. There are still shadows we haven't explored, and questions that refuse to stay silent. Stay with us, because what's coming next on Creepy Trail is only just beginning.